Hi, I'm Armando Martinez. I'm a former student of Camp Green Meadows, and actually I went back as a counselor my junior and senior years. I'm locally raised. I'm graduated from Atwater High in 2005. I own a business down here on Main Street, Pilates Plus Merced. I struggled a lot in the classroom because I was very independent. I'm the firstborn of 2 immigrants here, so I didn't actually learn English until I was in 2nd grade. So I constantly got bullied and as a defense mechanism, bullied back myself. And all the way through 6th grade and up until Camp Green Meadows did I do that. And it was there that I realized how, working in a structure and working with my peers and made me thrive even more. I really didn't realize how much I'd like to work that social muscle that I had. And so much that I actually ended up being camper of the week out of all the kids attending there at all the schools attending there, which was a surprise to not just myself, my teacher for sure. My favorite memory from Camp Green Meadows would have to be when we went on a hike, and it was my first actual hike. And I just remember going out, and I was the kid that would typically fall behind and do his own thing back at home whenever we went on a walking field trip or anything of that nature. But I just remember this urgency to want to be at the front and just ask all these questions about what tree is that, what plant is that poison oak? And I just remember being so exhilarated to be outdoors and seeing these massive trees, rocks, and bright colors everywhere. Prior to going to Camp Green Meadows, I had never really had a positive experience outdoors. And afterwards, all I wanted to do was go outdoors, whether if it was the beach, whether if it was to Lake McClure, even going to Snelling to Henderson, to the Henderson Park and just floating down there. I couldn't get enough of it. I had never played sports before. All of a sudden, I wanted to play baseball, hang out with people my age more instead of staying inside and playing whether it was Zelda or Super Mario or something like that. And I think it's really important for kids to experience outdoor education because when you're able to thrive outdoors with others and then bring that back home to when you come into class, you have a whole different perception of your peers, a whole different perception of what you see out in the world outside of just the classroom and your teacher and these books that you have in front of you. You have these things that you touch and smell and that you're around all the time. And it's important to work the right side of your brain, work the creative side of your brain so that people can aspire to be something more besides a student. And I would have never realized that I like to be a leader if it wasn't for being in the outdoors and going to Camp Green Meadows. It was in there that I saw how much I love not so much to lead, but to be involved with others, to be engaged with others. And little did I know, I would end up owning my own business, and I never would have had that sense of independence or drive had I not been able to go into an environment I knew no one, was very uncomfortable in at first, but realized how much I love being out there and ended up being camper of the week there.
My name is Danette Flores-Satele. I'm the Health Service Manager for Head Start in the Early Education Department for MCOE. I grew up in a really small town named Planada, which is a really small country town out of Merced. I left a few times, but Merced has found its way back to my heart. I left once to go to UC Berkeley to graduate, and then I also left to San Diego to study public health and my graduate degree, but both times I've returned to Merced and have a small family. I have 2 young boys and I'm loving life. I've never been to the mountains when it's snowing, but I've been there during the springtime, so it was the first time that I've been in knee-deep snow or really high snow, so it was a really great experience to see the whole Camp Green Meadows covered with snow, and there was some times where some of our friends, they hadn't even seen snow before, so it was a pretty great experience for all of us. It is essential at this time and age. Right now, we see a lot of children and a lot of adults just using technology and staring at their phones. I'm kind of somewhat of an introvert and very observant, so when I'm out at a coffee shop or I'm out at the playground with my kids, I notice that a lot of people are on their phones and not interacting with their children, or children not acting with each other because they're just looking at their phones. So I think going out into the wilderness and detaching from the world of technology is so important. It's important to know what's around you and how you can de-stress. So I think going to the woods also, even though maybe at that age I didn't realize realized that it was a distressor. It was great to be one with nature and to see all the beauty around us without attachments to technology. We didn't have iPhones back in the 6th grade when I went to school, but I think it's a great, important time for us to support this cause for children to go out there, because I would have never made the partnerships and connections and friendships if it wasn't for Camp Green Meadows.
Well, I'm Adam Cox, and I'm the CEO of the Greater Merced Chamber of Commerce, also a board member for the past 7 years, Merced City School District. I first went to Camp Green Meadows in 2006. I was a senior in high school, and I went as a member of the Chamber's Junior Leadership Merced program. And we went up to Green Meadows and had a retreat that was definitely a great experience. We had a really great weekend at Green Meadows, and actually after that year, I went back several years with the group as a member of the steering committee, and so I've had many years at Green Meadows now, and our program has enjoyed it. A lot of great memories have been made at Green Meadows, both personally going through the program, utilizing those facilities, learning some of the great things that we did up there in the beautiful surroundings, as well as in later years being able to see the effects that it has on the students that have subsequently gone through the program. It's the perfect, serene, great setting for any type of educational program. It really is a gem. Green Meadows has served this county and the entire Central Valley for the past 50 years. And we have a unique opportunity now to turn around and give back some community support to that facility that has supported our students for so many decades. The needs are great, and the payoff is going to be even greater. I think that it is so important, especially for the population that the school districts in the Central Valley serve. There are not a lot of opportunities for many families to enjoy the great outdoors, to visit the national forests or the national parks that we have in the area. And having a facility like this virtually in our own backyard has provided tens of thousands of students with an opportunity to learn about nature, about environmental stewardship that they might not have ever had the opportunity to do. And it also provides us, in these days of next generation science standards, it provides a great outlet for our students to connect what they're doing in the classroom, learning in the classroom, with the actual application in the outdoors. We have an opportunity to expand and upgrade the facilities to serve even more students at a much higher level. Please consider supporting Camp Green Meadows.